are my next guests tonight. Elementary, my dear Watson, it is the stars of the new Sherlock Holmes movie, Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law! They're pleased to see you.
Good.
They thought I was lying. Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, I'm sure.
So, how was the premiere?
Wet.
Oh, really?
Just a little wet, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I always feel vaguely guilty when friends from America come over to premieres and you know they've just been in LA and it pours with rain. I always feel like...
Jude?
Yeah.
Lovely suit and everything. You look lovely, but...
Is this your red carpet look? Have you changed since the red carpet? Is this what you did the red carpet in?
Yeah.
Okay. You look good. You look good.
Here's what you don't understand, all right?
Am I meant to read between the lines?
No. You got a beanie on, and that's fine.
No, I've been scalped for my new... I'm doing a film at the moment.
And you can't release
and I have got the most heinous haircut you've ever seen to mankind.
Okay.
You will see it in the cinema next year.
Hey, we don't reveal trade secrets around here. Very carefully constructed character.
So listen, Sherlock Holmes is back, Game of Shadows. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it's no mystery why it's back. First one was at $524 million, which is that's phenomenal. And a Golden Globe for you, good sir.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
Could have been either one of us. It was just my night.
I wasn't nominated.
Well, then, maybe next time.
And it's always weird talking about a sequel, because if I say it's better than the first one, then it's like I'm slagging the first film off.
Yeah.
But it is kind of better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's...
We were a bit more confident this time.
We were more confident. I mean, usually, I hate to say it, but usually sequels suck.
Yes, quite often.
But this one doesn't. This is good.
Why are you two looking at each other?
I don't know.
You had a sequel.
No, but it's true.
It went really
No, but
well.
it's true. Quite often you have to be... We're talking about Treasure Island 2 already, and we're thinking we got to be careful, because I just did Treasure Island 2. And
the island with the other treasure.
Yeah.
And then listen, an awful lot has been made of the chemistry between the two, you and your characters. But was that just luck? I mean, did you know each other before the first film?
No. We hadn't met. But the truth is, what we immediately loved was the idea of this domestic life and taking these two guys who basically, as in the books, live together, and the idea of this domesticity but under gunfire, so that they're in this adventure but they're arguing over who turned the lights on and who turned the lights off, did you do your laundry, and with that immediately, you know, bit us both, and we thought there's something to run with there, and on this one we've been allowed to explore it a bit more, along with a lot more explosions and running through woods.
Oh, you heard that? Yeah, I love the running through the woods bit. That's fantastic.
Well, thanks.
But it's true, you guys actually hang out even your days off, and was it the first movie you go to the gym before you went to set?
Yeah, I mean...
Or what was it that German journalist asked us? So you pump up.
You guys pump
up
together.
You pump up before you bump. Every morning. And sometimes on Sundays, too.
I just love this guy, and we had a great time, and I think that it just translated into this kind of, you know how it is, you have a professional relationship with somebody, and then it just kind of,
develops.
Yeah, it develops into, you know, what people wind up seeing, so.
And there was an honesty, too, because, you know, often in this situation, people are always saying, tell us a funny story about... The truth is, honestly, all the funny stories are in the film. And what we tried to do every day was look at the scenario and we'd try and find a witty way and things that made us laugh.
Actually, there's one funny story. Oh. I'm going to remind you of it, and you can tell it. Yeah. Go.
Don't tell me.
Chacho Gold.
No, you tell it. No, I'm not going to tell it.
We're both going to tell it.
Like
I'll tell it.
And he will.
So Robert and Jude, they're shooting this scene where a guy comes in, right, and he'd forgotten to wear any underwear, but no one knew. And then you take it from there.
And then there was an explosion. No, there was a scene where we walk into a room of carnage.
There's all these rubber bodies just strewn around, like obviously fake dummy bodies that are in impossible twisted positions.
Covered in blood and...
Yeah.
And Robert leans over to me and goes, check this out, this would be really funny. And there's a big hand lying there and just stomps on his hand.
Oh,
and an
that
extra
wasn't someone.
cut. Oh, you love it, God! That's
That's a good story.
Did you work it out with him?
Why would I do that?
I
was a little spun out. It was right before, like,
It scared us
Christmas break.
too, yeah.
I got scared. But then the problem was, the guy goes, well, I can always say that the honour of having my hand stomped by the great Sherlock Holmes. In America, he'd be like, lawsuit. Now, I was fine until I went back by where the monitors were. And Jude and I haven't looked at each other. It's just happened. And I'm kind of shocked, and I feel bad. And I said, horrible misjudgment. And I go back, and I look at, and he just looked at me like that. And I couldn't stop laughing for an hour.
And listen, I've heard different versions of events, whether it was Guy Ritchie's idea or whether it was your idea for Sherlock Holmes to drag up.
Yeah.
Was that yours idea?
I'm afraid it was.
It was your idea? And were you surprised at how you looked? I mean, you are a beautiful man. There's no denying that.
It's true.
I would... I would probably kick myself out of bed. I look like if my sister was on a round of steroids. But I was trying to think, if I was Mary, if I was Watson's gal, what would be the most unsavory disguise to see Sherlock show up at their wedding nuptials wearing?
Well, that picture of you, there's that picture of you.
Thank you.
Now, I don't want to cause a rift between the lovely friends, but we do have a picture of Jude as a woman.
We were... This is a film we did, well, not together, but that you were in as well.
But
Yeah,
look at Jude. Look at Jude. Now. That's a good look.
Maybe I should shave.
You went...
I'm not sure how great I feel about that, actually.
You look good. Don't erase it.
I think men dressing as women is just bizarre. And I don't. I just am a transvestite. It's a gift. You can't try to be a transvestite. You just are a transvestite. So, yeah, that's my story.
All right, well, let you be the judge. Here you are in action in drag, the two of you on a train.
Thank you.
How many are we expecting? Half a dozen. Who are they? A wedding present for Moriarty. Lovely ceremony, by the way. Many a tear shed in joy.
Oh, John.
Just a minute, darling.
Do you trust me?
No.
Well, then I shall have to do something about that.
Who's up to bat next, you bastards? John, do shut the door. It had to be done. She's safe now. In my own defense, I timed it perfectly.
Very good. Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows opens tonight at all cinemas. And can I just say, hurrah! It's not in 3D. I was so predisposed to love the film when they didn't hand me bloody glasses on the way in. Yeah.
You don't need 3D all the time.
No.
Says the man who appeared in Hugo recently.
Yeah. You can be in both.
Talking of producing things, Robert Downey Jr., you have something very special on the way. You're about to be a daddy one more time.
Yeah.
Which is, congratulations. When's it all going to happen?
The missus is due in February. Oh. Yeah, she's about 10 weeks out.
Oh, how exciting.
Thanks.
And now you were on record saying, now, whatever else happens, I am not going to reveal the sex of the baby, and I'm not going to reveal what it's called.
Right.
And then a couple of weeks ago, what did you do on television?
I have poor impulse control. So I revealed the gender.
How did that go when you got home?
Well, it's fine. Okay. She knows I have a problem.
Did you, when you were saying it, did you realise I'm doing a wrong thing, or just...
I kind of made the decision to and said, no, don't, right as I was saying it.
You screwed up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
And the baby's still happening in 10 weeks.
Yes. He's decided to come along anyway.
Now, I have to say, I'm so excited, Jude Law, and I worry I may have come up to you drunk at a party and already said this. I'm not sure. But I loved Families. Families was just so good. You see? There's no... Yes, well done, that person.
Oh, God.
No, Families was a soap opera. It was just genius. Did you not? Did you not enjoy?
Oh, God!
Oh, there you are. Oh,
I'm the one on the right.
but no, but earlier you were in the National Youth Theatre, weren't you?
National Youth Music Theatre, yeah, when I was about, 13. I used to do that alongside school.
And people still speak of your performance in Bodywork. Were you 12 in that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Because
Who? What people?
Me.
I played Adrenaline.
He played Adrenaline, everyone. And
How do you know this stuff?
I just know these things. But no, but you were marvellous as Adrenaline.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No.
Well, how
I'm a chat show host. I say this stuff.
Adrenaline's a character, I take it, as opposed to the liquid.
It was written before... well, you know, it was set inside a body. So all the... And it was, you know, the National Youth Theatre, so everyone's from, like, 13 to 18, and there's all these kids, and everyone plays different parts of the... That sounds like it could get really dodgy.
Who played Penis?
He was 18.
But you did other jobs too. You worked at a clothes shop or a...
I worked in a... Yeah, that was my first sort of job out of school, was selling T-shirts. And we used to... That's... Yeah. It was in the summer. It was... I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to say. It was a famous the Hard Rock Cafe.
You can't say that.
I can't say that. It was a famous cafe.
Yeah.
I can. And, I sold T-shirts for a summer.
But didn't you get bored?
We'd get very bored. And people would come in and ask for 2 black, 2 white, and then we'd say, what kind of black? What do you mean? You go, we've got jet black, off black, very dark black. Said, show me the black. And you'd hold them and go, oh, jet black. I'll have the jet black. Terrible way of entertaining yourself.
But in terms of... You grew up in a kind of showbiz... so you were always going to end up, I guess, in show business.
I guess so. I tried sales.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Stole shoes.
Resold them. Inverted sales.
Yeah, that's receives.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of regular jobs, but I think I had sticky fingers, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that why the jobs didn't last that long?
Well, I've kept jobs for a while. It just depends on how long it takes them to find out.
Because, Alicia, you haven't kept jobs for very long.
Oh, no. Would get too bored.
Sticky fingers also?
No, no sticky fingers, but boring jobs, cleaning schools. But they lasted literally about a week. That's as long as I would last at a job.
And then you just walk?
And then I would go.
OK, you do a bit of MCing.
Yeah, I'd MC while I was doing it.
Yeah. I'm out of here. That kind of thing.
Well, I was MCing on the side, actually, getting a bit of money as well. I was actually getting more money for the MCing than I was cleaning
You're
schools.
so greedy.
I would argue that it's really hard if you're going to be a creator, performer, whatever area you're creating, because you're making stuff out of nothing. You're making things that happen that weren't there before. It's really difficult doing sensible jobs because you tend to talk to people. I remember working in Covent Garden in a restaurant. I was working there for 3 weeks, and I had to give it in because the guy said, "Oh yeah, you can never become an actor. Yeah, it never happens." And I thought, I can't stand here talking to you because your believability is so closed. And, you know, I wanted us to go do stuff. And I grew up in Britain, I felt in the 70s where you couldn't go do anything. And I wanted to go do everything, you know, and doing gigs in French, which I did this year, and Hollywood Bowl, which I did this year, you know, so...
It was the same at school, though, wasn't it? I remember telling people at school I wanted to act, and they just laughed.
They laughed.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
told a guy at university who was running the studio theatre I was going down to London to get an agent. He laughed in my face. I thought, that's not positive.
But you can because when you're young and you're at school and you say you want to sing or act, it does sound like a ludicrous job.
But
you know, and an unreachable job.
Your dad was director and producer, was he?
Yeah. Film director and writer.
So was it an easier believability thing going into it?
He didn't encourage me at all, you know.
But did you feel that if you wanted to go and do acting, that wasn't going to be such a bizarre idea.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it. I told all my friends that I was going to be hugely successful. Right. And that they should just really keep an eye out for me because I was going places. And that if they needed me, I'd be bussing tables at the restaurant down there.
And wasn't Sting one of your customers?
He was. Here's what happened. I'm bussing tables. It was Sunday, so I was incredibly hungover. And I look up, and I guess like between, he was going to see some theater or something, he'd had a meal, and I just realized he was there, and I got really excited, and I went over. I served him some tea, and then he was done with it, and I said, may I take that for you? And he said, no, it's fine. You can just leave it right here. I'm not quite done yet. But I know what he meant. He looked at me and said, I realized that you and I will be close friends one day. That's the way I just used to think. I was like, all right, then I'll just leave it there.
And now, are you close friends?
We're very, very close.
Hey, very good, Dave. Well, the good news is you're all a bevy of stars on my sofa now. But now we're going to meet a new star in the making because it's time for music. In a moment, we'll be hearing tonight's stories in the big red chair. But first, performing Nothing's Real But Love, please welcome Rebecca Ferguson! Oh. And that is off the new album, Heaven. It's out now, the single's out now, and it's just brilliant. Congratulations on everything. And very clever, you co-wrote. Did you co-wrote the whole thing?
Yeah, I wrote the whole album, yeah.
She's not an idiot.
I hear you didn't win, but that's a good thing.
He has been, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, we're saying actually winning is not great.
She's the real deal.
Coming second, getting nominated is very good. Winning is quite often the beginning of the end.
OK, you want a Golden Globe, leave it. And the film was very successful. OK, very nearly ending. It is nearly time for us to go. We've won nothing. But we're just time for story 2 in the red chair. So who's up first? Hello, small person. Hi. Hi. You'll go flying. What's your name?
Beth.
Beth. And where are you from, Beth?
At Nottingham.
Nottingham. And what do you do in Nottingham?
Well, I live there. I'm at uni in London at the moment.
Oh, right. Studying?
English and American literature.
And American literature. Right. What do you hope to do with that, Beth?
I'm not too sure.
OK. Right, Beth, delight us with your story.
OK, well, everybody who knows me knows that I love Robert Downey Jr. more than life itself. And I was walking down Regent Street today and I saw a bus with the Sherlock Holmes poster on the side. And I got so distracted by the photo that I walked straight into a road, straight into a woman on a bike and knocked her completely off balance. I don't think she was very happy, but I did explain to her why I was so unfocused. Oh. And I think she let me off.
Did she look like this? I like the way just strangers are getting hurt because of this film. On the ground, now poor woman cycling, it's all terrible. OK, who's next? Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. What's your name?
Valerie.
Valerie. And where do you live, Valerie?
In Surrey.
In Surrey? OK. What do you... Oh, they're loving Surrey, Valerie. Off you go with your story.
OK. A few years ago, went to Centre Park in France with my husband and son, who was then 8. And we decided to do a detour to the zoological gardens near Paris.
Lovely.
And when we got there, I was driving a Panda car, which was a soft top. And when we got there, they said it was OK to go in this car.
Yes, Valerie?
We went into the place, and we went into the bear enclosure. And this...
You went into a bear enclosure?
Yeah, a bear enclosure, and this was the bear. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
That's a proper bear.
A proper bear, yes. And it came towards the car, and then it climbed onto the car, and the top of the car started to bulge in, and we all got pretty scared. My husband opened the window slightly to throw some nuts out to the and it didn't work. And then it kind of still clung on. And I was rocking the car backwards and forwards to try and, you know, move the bear. And eventually I did this, but then it got hold of the car again, and it was hanging onto the wing mirror. And then eventually I managed to shake it off again. And my husband opened the window and threw the whole of the nuts out of the car. And the bear was distracted, so closed the window, and we drove and got out of the enclosure. However, when we got out there, we realised the wing mirror was missing. So we thought, well, what should we do? So we debated. But at that point, I thought, where's my son? Wing mirror first. He was hiding in the back seat under anything that he could find, not to look to see what was going on. And anyway, we decided to go back in to look for the wing mirror.
The kid was disguised as a wing mirror?
No. All you need to know is they went back in.
They used Robert there to distract the bear.
I think there's something that this... Because that story was going absolutely nowhere for so long until the bear. And so bring the bear closer in the story first, you know, she should have got that out.
You can give her tips. You'll see her backstage.
I still want to know what happened. So they went back in, the kids lost.
Yeah?
Just lost somewhere in the car, like sort of like in some sort of third dimension.
Can you get her back in the chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring her back up. Reverse.
Okay, we're at the end of the story. Okay, okay.
Is this allowed?
No, I promise I won't tip you out again. We remember where we were in the story.
Yeah.
You decided to go back in the enclosure.
To look for the wing mirror.
Yes!
Where's the kid?
The kid's in the back seat.
Oh, yes. He's on the back seat.
He's on the back seat.
But we couldn't see the wing mirror, and the bears had gone. But we thought, well, if we meet up with the French traffic police, how do we explain the wing mirror? Because they won't believe us. So we left, and my son kind of appeared from the back, and I said, well, look at it this way. You can think of the panda outwitting a brown bear.
I did promise. You can walk, but quickly. Walk quickly. You won't take my life. If you'd like to join us on the show and have a go in the red chair, you can contact us on our website at this very address. Thank you to my guests tonight, Rebecca Ferguson, Eddie Izzard, Alicia Nixon, Jude Law, and Robert Downey Jr. Join me next week for a festive show with some of the music from Gareth Malone in the Military Wives Choir, Bunnyman Russell Cage, Doctor Who himself, Matt Smith. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.